Guys, it's Jacob from Stringbuzz here, stringbuzzworld.org being a music journalism site, links are in the description down below. And we have a brand new song review for you today, and it's the latest track by Milky and that's Ego. So I'm going to refer to the original article as I usually do for these videos, so I hope you enjoy. So having loved their most recent single, Doing Good, and being encouraged to listen back to their great discography, I must admit I'm becoming quite the fan of Milky at the moment. They're one of those groups who grow on you the more you re-listen to their tracks. They make music that might not click on first viewing, but on the return it has this aura of warmth and originality. So shall we see what I thought of this brand new track? Well, I thought it was pretty decent, and again it grew on me the more I listened to it, but I must admit it's a little bit off like Doing Good and Cocoon and singles like that, as I feel it's not quite as catchy or imaginative as those tracks, but it certainly does the job, and I had fun listening to each part unfold. It certainly keeps up this new vibe that they are running with, and I'm honestly happy for them to do that, as it still fits into their material well, and it just adds some variation to their typical sound. Production wise, this track has been left actually quite earthy and raw. The vocals are mixed with that signature dual panned approach, with Clemens sounding just as husky and powerful as he's ever been as part of this duo. The rest of the instrumentation, however, is quite punchy and maybe even slightly distorted. It's certainly not the typical indie folk production we're used to hearing on their records, and I do respect the changes that they have made this time around. The bass is slightly less deep but has a stronger edge to it. The guitar also has the low end scraped off of it a little bit, and instead is a little bit more cutting than I expected, and the overall mix is just a little bit more abrasive. I like what they did here, and it certainly worked fairly well for me. When it comes to the musicality of this track, on the other hand, there are some issues which did disappoint me just a little bit. Although I like the upbeat dramatization of lyrics and the largely major progression, it felt like it conflicted a lot with the lyrical content and the way the track was really mixed. Basically, theoretically, it's quite an uplifting track and a happy track, but it's been mixed and performed in a manner which is a little bit more aggressive. I will say that Clemens puts in a good vocal performance here, and his melody writing skills are still just as catchy and thought-provoking as they've always been, but it perhaps just wasn't as elaborate or interesting as his past few outings. Now, this track isn't meant to be particularly complex, and it is just like a bit of fun, but I found it just a little bit too repetitive and just lacking that big hook or sequence just to really remember the track by. We had no real transitional variation, no real bridge, nothing to particularly cut the track up, and now that's not necessarily a bad thing in this type of music, but it just didn't really do it for me. Lyrically, the song is actually pretty good, and I like the themes that were being expressed here, some of which I actually found fairly relatable and could apply to a situation which I'm currently going through. So all in all, definitely worth a listen and fairly good fun, but just a little bit disappointing in comparison to their prior efforts, as well as a slight dip in their form just for the duo, I think. So I gave this a G rating of 6 out of 10. If you like this video, then please leave a like, subscribe to see more, and I'll see you around next time. Bye bye.